Mark Johnson.
Hi,
How you
Sam.
doing?
Good. How are you, man?
I tell you what, it is a beautiful, misty fall morning. The East Coast Nebraska branch of MissionMonday.com offices. How is it in your branch office?
It is quite misty in the centrally located branch of Mission Monday.
No, dare I say, maybe we should probably call your office the probably the epicenter branch because it's
Oh,
really
the epicenter. Yeah,
the charter office.
I like it.
There we go. Well, and hey, I was just also thinking maybe we should commit to recording every Mission Monday episode outside from here on out.
Oh,
Because I'm outside. You have a patio.
I do.
I bet you
You
Wi-Fi
might
makes
want to change the times, maybe.
Why?
Well, I don't, our cushions are soaked. So if I want to be comfortable in the cushions, I would have a wet behind.
Mission Monday followers, what I'm hearing is that Mark's not willing to be uncomfortable for your mission, and that's fine. That's fine. Hey, Mark, you ever wear a tie?
I do. I do wear a tie.
What's your favorite knot? You got a favorite? You got a go-to knot?
I've got that only knot I know.
Oh,
So
you
let's call it my go-to knot. Yes.
and I'm betting the knot you use is probably from looking at your knot, known as the four in hand.
Okay.
That's what I think it's called. Now, I myself, this isn't the normal shirt you would wear for such a thing, but I used to think my knot was the full Windsor, but it's actually the half Windsor. I don't know if you know that because you got to go over and under and then through. And I'm betting like you're kind of like done there and you come back through and you're finished, right?
Done. Like done.
Go. No, two right there. Go over top of the two. Coming back. Boom. See, then you get two nice parallel lines. And
I like that. Yeah, that's a nice looking knot.
A vicious V. Now, you also frequently wear the real skinny tie, though.
I haven't of late, but yes, I've been known to wear a skinny tie.
And this knot, man, I'm going to let you know. Stick with the four in hand for the skinny tie.
That's already skinny.
Oh, that's too much business going on for a skinny tie.
That would be a big head on it.
A big head on a skinny tie. If that's not a blues song, it ought to be. Got a big head on a skinny tie. Hey, Mark, people might be wondering, why on earth am I showing people how to tie a tie? What's your guess?
Well, my guess is that that's a skill that you know.
It is a skill that I know.
Yep, and that's a skill that maybe you can teach a student at your school.
See, yeah, and we've done this for a mission before that I think everybody out there probably has some unique, quirky skill that they can teach somebody else. So our mission this week, student, staff, parent, volunteers, there's probably something that you're kind of good at that most people can't do. And since we're in an educational setting, I like it when people teach and when people learn. I started doing this back when I was 8th grade history teacher, and Brian Cashlin, our friend, the Don Caslone, one big brother, he was our head basketball coach, and he'd always have his kids wear ties. And my 8th grade boys that played basketball would show up to school with ties that looked like this. So I just started
the scarf. They came with scarves on.
kind of like a Steven Tyler scarf kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I started implementing tie knots into my curriculum because it was something that I could do, and I thought it was kind of cool. And it got to the point where another kind of thing we talk about, almost a tradition, that when you get to Mr. Stecker's class, he's going to teach you how to tie a tie. Another thing I remember, you know those like little origami cranes?
Your origami cranes, yes.
Yeah. I can remember one time we were making 1,000 of those for something. So nonstop, I'd have like 6th graders stopping in my room showing me how to fold origami cranes. I can't pull it off today, but it was cool to have a kid show me how to do something that was a cool little skill that I didn't know how to do. So, Mark, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think you throw out there?
Well, this reminds me, Sam, of the time last year, and I know I sent you a picture, and I still have it on my phone, of the boy who wanted me to tie a tie for him.
Yeah.
As a bow tie.
Ooh, that's
regular tie.
I don't have.
Yeah, so we watched a Google presentation together.
Yeah.
And then I tied it for him, and it took 30 minutes. But that was just the distraction this boy needed from his classroom, so it worked out great.
See, now what I love about this, I'm glad you said it's the distraction that you needed, because we need these kind of breaks in our day. And you and I, another thing we talk about is the brain craves a balance of novelty and routine. And sometimes as the year progresses, we have a little too much routine and not enough novelty. This is a great way to throw in this novelty. I would also speculate with Halloween coming up, you've probably got plenty of novelty. So if you want to bank this mission and use it later, that's good too. The other thing is this is an opportunity to hit 3 or 4 of those T's that we always talk about all the time. Definitely we're going to have some good eye contact, we're going to have some good smiles, and we're going to be spending some time that's unconventional with our students. So I dig it, man. I dig it. You got anything else you want to throw in there before we depart?
I was thinking the exact same thing about the novelty piece. I mean, this is not something that you were going to talk about every day. In fact, you might not have talked about it yet, and you might not talk about it in the future if you don't do this mission. So this gives you an opportunity to have one of those kind of different and interesting conversations with somebody and show them that skill. And that skill can be anything. So, you know, I think the skill that I'm going to do at school is I can stack quarters on my, and then flip it down.
Where did you learn that at?
I learned it as a kid from my brothers.
See, and I think the first time I ever saw somebody do it, and Mission Monday followers, correct me if I'm wrong in the YouTube comments, I think I saw the Fonz do it on Happy Days.
And I hadn't done that for years. And on my birthday this summer, we were at a courtyard adult establishment, and there was a band there, and there were quarters all over the table, and picked them up, put them on, and then another guy there could do the same thing, and then we had this huge contest back and forth.
Who won?
We tied.
Yeah, I was gonna say it doesn't matter. You're having a good.
No, we tied at the end, but people were digging quarters out, grabbing them, our stacks. It was so funny. Anyway, so that's the skill. So I think kids need to know how to do that.
Oh, for sure. Hey, the other thing that would be cool too is if you are doing this stuff with your students. I'd love it if you would pick up a device and maybe record it and send it to us. You can Insta that, which, by the way, Mark, I don't know if you know this, we do have a Mission Monday Instagram account now that's on our website. I don't think I've posted anything to it, but it exists.
It's there and ready to go.
You betcha. You could be using the Facebook. You could do the Periscope. You could record a YouTube video, but it'd be awesome to see some of the cool tricks that you were teaching your students, or they are teaching you some of those unique skills, and then we will share them with everybody else as well. And that gives more people idea, and it builds, Mark, what has become known as the Mission Monday hive mind. Let's picked up that phrase recently. All right. Only other thing I'm going to throw out there is I hope you're watching this video on Strive, which is striv.tv, because they help share schools share their stories. And Mark, you and I, you know what we're doing?
We're sharing our stories and helping people share their stories.
And helping make those stories worth sharing. And also, check out our buddy Josh Team Concepts. We got a link at MissionMonday.com, which you should check out as well. Mark, anything else you want to throw out there?
And Amazon.com, you can go buy It Happens in the Hallway.
Which, let's shout out, hey, both McCook Public Schools and Brady Public Schools been doing an outstanding job of some Mission Monday initiatives, including some cool book studies. We think it'd be super if everybody did a book study with It Happens in the Hallway. Yeah. Mark, I think that's all I have from the Nebraska East Coast office.
Charter office is out as well.
All right. Later, brother.
See ya.